Anybody see where AES closing the doors and then so on?
Yes,
AES is going out of business? It was on
CQ announced that, and I guess it's been confirmed by July, but it's not on the website.
it's okay. Hey, let's run over there and buy stuff.
And you know,
No, but I've spoken to you.
I'll bet HRO or Tim Duffy up at DX Engineering is buying. I'm just a guess.
Remember when RL used to have a
Clock is back. It'll be about 20 minutes.
and AES bought it? I hope I hope there's no clause that says you
I
can't
got
come back.
another section there.
If we fall down,
Go right in.
that would love to come, get them to come back to the state. Well, I would love you to get it.
When they left here last night.
Hello, Bill.
They left it unopened 4 locos.
Yes, you've already met most of these guys.
You know, it's got 12% alcohol in breakfast food.
I can't get that either.
K4QJK or something like that. Good morning.
So, is that, I wonder if that's like something with me.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought maybe, if
It looks like that twice, but I don't.
I'm gonna take that wire.
Which one are you talking
You got me.
You sent me an email saying.
Where are your friends?
I got one on the way.
Oh, okay.
In the trailer.
No, I just bought
2. It's his fault.
Good.
He put it on the website. And I looked at it, I said $100 rebate.
Not too good, huh?
It's still gonna cost me $300.
So I don't need a buddy roll.
Which one?
Yeah, I know.
According to that, it'll be here one day. But according to the tracker has a 4 o'clock yesterday. I was in Jacksonville.
But
So I might show up
that
today.
should have put.
Which one?
The FTQ.
Well, he probably
Okay.
go cheap.
More than they
Go long, you go cheap.
made.
You try to sell them the cheap stuff to get in there, you go to the top notch. Always do the opposite of what you want.
No,
You have a trailer and.
I'm gonna put my
There are people that
my
use
2 Yaesu handhelds up for sale.
at a half bath.
Get rid of this.
I don't know, but I'm gonna go by there.
So, Dwayne, you ready?
Just about.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt the meeting, you know.
Yeah.
I guess we need to meet a half hour earlier so that we can talk.
You get the key to the right building.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go around and introduce ourselves. I'm Dwayne, N4WDH.
Chris, AA4CB.
Charlie Brown. Chicken bang.
Brian, AJ4RI.
Jack, KG4GTN. Me, Joe, KB3LIU.
Jerry, WB8GKY.
Phil, K4PJS.
Al, K4FBE.
Bear, KF4ORW.
Marcus, KD2GTW.
Peggy, November 4, Papa Echo Golf.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm Johnny come lately. John, W3LR. Oh, Jeff, K4JW.
John, KK4ITX. Glenn, W4GFW.
Bill N4MU. And Bill Johnson's KI4ZMV, Secretary of the Lakeland Amateur Radio Club.
Oh, wow, welcome.
Good to have you here.
Rich, N4ESS.
Oh, how was that?
Okay, well, thanks everybody for coming. We have VE testing on Tuesday the 19th, St. Leo University. Same thing, if anybody's looking for an upgrade, give me a call. I'll get you on the list. And we have the Lakeland Ham Fest coming up July the 23rd. Rich, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, it's gonna be at the corner of Duff Road and Kathleen Road. So if you take 98 to Duff Road, which is about the third light going into Lakeland from the north side, turn right, take it all the way till it dead ends, and the church is right on the right. And we'll be setting up about 6 It'll open about 7 and we'll go to noon or 1 depending on how the traffic and the people go. There'll be tables inside and tailgating outside. If you want a table, contact Kevin Rout, R-O-U-G-H-T, November 4 Kilo Whiskey Romeo. And he's good in QRZ and he'll take care of any table arrangements you need. And
I'll put it on the blog.
we'll have coffee and donuts for those in the morning. We charge $0 for the donuts. We charge $0 for the coffee. So get there early. That's it.
Okay.
And there will be testing that morning. VE testing at what time?
10.
10 o'clock.
Okay. Sounds good. And we have Torque Fest coming up on August the 20th, so you can plan ahead for that. It's on North 22nd Street in Tampa. It's always a good get-together from the local area. Echolink is up. Thanks, Chris.
It is.
Well, it was. Last time I checked.
I took it down last night. You can't connect to the PC.
Oh, okay, well, it's back down again. Want to remind everybody we have a weekly net, 7 p.m. on the 8/8 machine on Tuesdays. Hopefully it's not too early or too late for anybody. Go ahead and come by and check in. We've been getting real good turnouts for our nets. Jeff, anything to report on the repeaters?
The 2 meter's still working just fine. We're still working on the 440. We're waiting for, we got a couple preliminary letters back from the Florida Repeater Council. They weren't nice verbiage on there, so we graciously forwarded on to the FCC, and we also forwarded a copy to ARRL in the governing body for the repeater councils throughout the United States. So we're going to see how far it goes. They want to play nasty, we'll play nasty. As soon as we get that finished or accomplished, and they'll provide us allocation or coordination, I should say, on a pair. We're going to go ahead and put this up, the 440 repeater up on a 440-foot commercial tower. That's what we're waiting for right now. So that's pretty much all I really have to say on that. Nothing new on the 2 meter, just battle on the coordination side with the Florida Repeater Council.
What do you mean by nasty?
Well, you know, the Florida Repeater, I don't know if you ever Google, if you want to have some good read material tonight, Google the Florida Repeater Council. And then just look at all the bashing that goes on throughout the United States against the Florida Council. It gets pretty nasty at times. They got the mentality that they don't want to help you out. That it's a good old boy system. That they, don't want to provide you a pair that's been obsolete or vacated for a number of years. They just want to reserve it and stuff like that. And they don't want to abide by their own set of rules that they've created that are available for download off of their site.
Okay.
And so we've tried to do it what they told us to, by the way they told us to do it. It failed miserably. We sent a letter through our attorney to the Florida Repeater Council. It started getting nasty then. They got that Gestapo attitude at times, that it's either you do it our way or you're not going to do it at all. And the Repeater Council really has no governing, situation as far as what we can and cannot do as amateurs, as long as we do things within our class of use. The patrol operator, if you're going to be operating on a 2 meter or 440, that falls within technician class standards, and you can operate a station under your technician class, plain and simple. Whether it be a low power repeater or a high power repeater. If it cause malicious interference, that's a little different.
Like they do to everybody else?
Yes, they have, there's some of the boys in their council that actually are running, 100-watt repeaters, at 1,000 foot, and not complying with their own set of rules. So, it just
One
it
more,
goes
one
on.
more, one more, then I'll shut up. You said our attorney. The club has an attorney?
No, our attorney. My sister's an attorney.
Oh, that's good to know.
So it always pays off. Be nice to your sister.
Darn. You paid attention?
What's the main
Yes,
problem?
I just resigned from ARCC in
From either
Pennsylvania.
side, what's the issue?
Well, okay, the question is, what's the problem? Well, there is a gentleman here his name's Joe Wells, here in Dade City, that actually has two repeater pairs, a 446.3 and a, 446.
443.6.
Yeah, okay, 443.6, goodness gracious, and a 146.910 here. He has been sick, extremely sick, been in and out of the hospital, but his repeaters haven't been on the air now in 3 years. If you go by the council's rule, it says that if it's not on the air for a period of 6 months, it's up, it's can be recoordinated and given away. Well, we applied for it per the council's request. Apply for it, we'll talk to Joe, and we'll get you up and running.
Talk to Joe.
Joe Wells.
Yeah, I talked to him $1 million.
And they did that. He's 87, 88 years old, still has the admiration to put his repeaters back online, and the council is considering that extenuating circumstances, and they will not reassign his pair. Or pairs. And yet you've got all kinds of repeater owners throughout the United States, especially here in Florida, that are looking for them, and the council won't do nothing. They won't even see. One of their things that they're supposed to do is recommend to organizations like us, frequencies that are, not being used, or frequencies that wouldn't interfere and stuff like that. They won't even do that. They will barely give you the time of day without giving you an attitude behind it.
Is that an elected position?
No, it's a strictly voluntary position. But they do have a board of, they have coordinators and, I forget, the secretary, a treasurer, and each region, we're in region 4, so we have our own coordinator.
Own regional rep.
Yeah,
So he's got 2 road repeaters off the air that the club would like to reestablish, but he doesn't want to let go of the control?
correct.
When I talked to him the last 3 times, he even showed me all his transmitters, his antennas, and he told me that we can only, our club could have it.
Well, that's it, and I don't know what's going on there. I don't know Joe. I've not been able to, I've talked to Joe on the phone a couple times. He does say that he wants to keep it and put his repeater up. Okay, but now when we had this battle with the council a year ago, they gave up, that it was extenuating circumstances, and Joe's gonna be putting it up. And if you remember, his 910 pair became active. It would ID.
Hello, Joe.
You couldn't click or junk it or anything. But, so it became active. That happened, that lasted for about all of 30 days. And, the end outcome was he wants to put him back on the air, but okay, where does it end?
I don't see him doing it because
He celebrated a birthday already again, so I think he's 89 or 88. It makes it difficult for him to get up there on the tower, and
I would think so.
well,
nobody else has done anything for
he
him.
used to have a 100-foot tower. It's about 30 feet now because it fell down. If you go to his repeater site, it looks like a trailer that the world has grown back into it.
I'm not trying to be mean by anything. sometimes when you put an attorney behind a situation, it will do one of two things. In this case, it appears that it's souring the mix a little bit because people get really offended. Well, there are times that you have no options. So that's the reason that I did it. The problem there is, all we're asking is them to do, if their book or guidelines say this, this, and this, then do that, that, and that. But extenuating circumstances doesn't classify 3 years of inactivity. I'm sorry.
And a 30-foot tower isn't gonna do a whole lot for you.
Is there a sheet of paper?
Well, the council states in their manual even that they will not coordinate any repeater less than 50 feet. So,
Do we have a form that he has to sign or something that relinquishes control or?
I've never seen one.
Okay, well,
I've never seen one. Yeah, I think he can make a recommendation or some, he can basically we've even offered to let him keep his repeater pairs and let us be the administrators. Administer, the equipment. We could even keep him as a trustee. We'll show him what we have, but he, obviously doesn't want to do that either.
90 years old, does he have all his faculties?
that's the money.
I'm not qualified to say yes or no. When I talked to him, he appears coherent. And,
Well, they don't do that down here in
Now, we don't wanna
Florida,
get
Joe.
into that anyway.
It's like pulling teeth trying to get something done.
I even offered to climb the tower for him.
Like Bear don't have all his.
2 years ago. I agreed, I said I would climb the tower for him 2 years ago and facilitate getting the antennas done or find somebody, and it didn't transpire. Nothing happened. So we're trying to get a couple pairs that are not being used in this area.
Moving on, I suggest we table this till next meeting.
Okay. The next thing is, John, will you give a report on our field day activities?
Yes, I will. We had one.
It was fun too.
Yeah. We had 13 operators come through. There was about 7 that actually operated. Made some contacts, had a good time. The report's been sent off to ARRL. The backup paperwork will be emailed Monday as soon as I switched over to Windows 10. I digress a little bit. Switched over to Windows 10 and I'm having trouble with that emotionally. And so I'll download the pictures I have that I need to send off to them.
You move up from DOS 301 or what?
I got the discs for that.
It was very good for our park. Emerald Point, the president of the organization, was there. We had several of the residents pop in, and one I expect will join a club sometime and learn ham radio.
TVI complaints? TVI complaints?
And so we had a good time. It was good food, thanks to Glenn and Dwayne for doing all that. It was really easy. We ran 3 antennas, 3 HF antennas. We had a little interference between the vertical and the slope. So if we ever do it again at that close a distance, we're going to need some bandpass filters, I would suppose, to try to keep that straight. So I'm looking into making some of those, see if we maybe I'd hate to buy something that didn't work. And we have some food left. So if anybody has any ideas about I could have brought it with us when we were outside. I could have shown on the grills and We've got 24 hot dogs and about 20 burgers left, and some rolls and some stuff to go with it. So if you guys want to get together, gals, get together and we'll go out to a park somewhere and bring an 817 with a dipole and whatever else we have, and give it a shot. So I'm open to suggestions on that.
Okay.
And so that's about it.
Send them to Boise.
And we won't do it next year. We won't do it next year because I've got a grandson graduating and I'll be up in Minnesota. So I won't be.
You'll be away from your house, nobody will be there?
That's why you can help yourself. But the lot is smaller than the area we tried to set up in, so bring your band Pasco.
Fire up the grill.
You're gonna grill?
Okay, well, thank you for organizing that.
It was fun.
Anybody else have any announcements? Okay, well, Jeff, if you want to go ahead and do your show and tell.
I have more announcements.
Oh, okay.
If you want to hear more announcements.
Sure, go ahead.
Florida State Parks on the Air will be held on April Fool's Day 2017. And this is being organized by, of all people, the Lakeland Amateur Radio Club. You'll find a link to that Florida Parks on the Air on the bizarre.org website. And I sent the link up to Chris, and we'll see if we get it on there as well. So it's a one-day event at that time, but there are 171 or 72, depending, I guess, how you count them, state parks, and they have a Worked All Parks award. So if you want to go around and activate the parks, there's you'll find all the information. If you look, it's in red on the left-hand side of the ZARC website. Click on that, and you'll find the complete picture of what's going on. So, and I didn't know if maybe as a club we could do that as a club, run around the state parks and visit the parks and get on the air and just get us out and about. So it's something to think about.
Okay.
Are you talking about moving that one day, moving from park to park?
No.
Just being in one park?
Leading up into that one day, we have parks on a Worked All Parks category, where you can go around to each park yourself or as a group and then activate that one park. And then on that day, there's a whole set of rules, 6 pages of rules. So you have to kind of read them on.
That single day is just a culmination of trying to get everybody into the field on one day so they can work as many parts as they want in one day. But I believe the way Matthew Stevens, KK4FEM, has set this up is it's going to run for the year for the Worked All Parks portion, but the day, April Fool's Day, will be the big event. Everybody go to the field and see if they can work as many park-to-park stations as they can.
Oh, cool.
Kind of a neat idea, right there.
Yes.
Be fun to get out and around, see what some of the parks are.
Didn't do that long. They don't know where to go.
Yeah, I know.
And that's about it.
Okay.
Right?
Thanks,
Anybody else? Okay, Jeff.
Okay. How many people tried to work the 13 colonies over the holiday? Nobody?
I tried.
Got 'em.
I tried to do it QRP and I got 9. So it wasn't bad, right off of that thing. As, changing up sticks time to time, I had to do that, but anyway, it did pretty good. And I did it with this at radio. People that were at field day got to see this, and some of them got to play with it. This is the new Yaesu FT991. This is an all mode, HF through 6, covers 2 meter and 70 centimeter. It's a color touchscreen display, as you can tell from here. Wish we were inside because it, you know, be a lot easier. It's actually got some very nice feel on the VFO and stuff like that, which is very uncommon for some of your lighter and less expensive radios. This particular radio retails for about $1,400 now. It actually comes just like you equipped, as you see it with the handle, the bail. On the back, you've got your fan. This is your, I believe, the VHF, UHF antenna, and that's your HF36 antenna there. Got your power cable. Got your USB for CAT interfacing, as well as your serial port to do the same. It's got your RIDI data port. This is some of the stuff for, there's your ALC and stuff like that if you're going to be using an amplifier, your ground lug. It's a very nice little radio. We'll actually put power to it. Tap to it first.
Thanks for bringing it to Amfest. I begged.
There it goes.
Thanks for letting my wife see what my Christmas present's gonna be.
Yankee Victor 1 Kilo Kilo Group.
Yeah, Venezuela, thank you.
Whiskey 4 Golf Hotel Sierra 5912.
Oh, wow.
Must be a
Thanks,
record.
Yankee Victor 1 Kilo Kilo. Kilo 1 Kilo.
You've got a big sound.
J9 Kilo Norway Queen 5912.
Nice thing about this, it's fairly self-explanatory. Like I said, it is touchscreen in a lot. There's our mode. We can set our, you know, our sideband characteristics, whether we're doing RIDI, CW, our data. You just basically push the button. You also have your band select the same way. If we wanted to go to 144, you know, VHF, we just push the button. UHF, the same. There's 20 meters. Kind of hard to see this stuff upside down.
You haven't been drunk enough yet.
Yeah. Okay, let's just go back to 20 meters.
What do you say? Zulu Fox 1.
You have the ability to put your different types of the meters. I think this one has the SWR meter I have up there now. You can change it to the ALC, to the you know, to the power, a couple of the other options. Very similar to this radio that I'll show you next. There's a lot of menus and a lot of sub-menus in here, but relatively easy to use. Don't be afraid to push buttons on it.
You guys probably treat both of my radios for one of those.
Well, this, you know, my last radio that I had was a TS990, and it's a big radio. It's a competition class radio, one of Kenwood's flagship radios, and they're huge. They're 200 watts, so that means they're going to have a self-contained power supply or a 48 volt external power supply. But instead, they elected to do the internal power supply. The radio is like this and weighs close to 100 pounds. This radio weighs probably 10. So it's a nice little, well-compacted unit.
And it does digital.
And it does digital. It will do C4 FM on HF and as far as the UHF and the VHF. They say in the manual doesn't really say that.
Yeah, I'm making notes.
So it does, you know, you do have the capabilities of doing that, and it does actually work. In fact, there were some stations over field day that were operating C4 FM on what, 20 meters, wasn't it?
10.
10?
I thought it was 10.
So, you know, I didn't get a chance to work them, but it would have been nice. But that's that little radio, so I mean, it was a great little field day radio. Yaesu claims that this has probably got one of the better receivers of their small series radios, equivalent to the DX3, what's up there, FT3000 DX. They say the receiver is very equivalent to it.
I couldn't believe how quiet it was. There no hash, no nothing. It was signal or
You can
nothing
see,
at all.
In fact, I'm not sure where the button is. I hit too many buttons. But this has also got a waterfall display. It's not the greatest waterfall display because it will go across. It's not truly active 100% of the time. You have to actually hit the button, let it sweep the frequency, which is extremely fast. It takes a second, but you can see. And that's if you were hunting for field day, it was a great radio to have because you could hit the sweep button, find if somebody activity there, and then spin right down to it, or touch that area of the band and go right to it. So it does have some nice advantages.
What's the tuning range?
As far as
The automatic tune?
the auto tune, I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't played. I've had this radio for just a little over a month, and so I haven't gotten all the.
I was going to download the manual and answer my own question, but it was 25 meg and if you said Windows 10, but I don't know what
What were you thinking?
Yeah, exactly. But yes, you can get the manuals online if you're interested in this. There's a lot of information out there. I recommend it, and it's floating around out there now. A little stupid manual like this, the Wires X Bible. It sounds kind of stupid. This teaches you the basics of what Wires X principle is. When we're talking about digital as far as Yaesu C4 FM technology. You can get this through the if you're on the Yahoo groups and some of the other forums, you'll find the link to this. But it's hamoperator.com. He's making it available for you to download. He does say that try not to keep the as far as putting it on your website, keep that down to a minimum because it's just he doesn't want it. But I don't like to read the manuals on the computer, so I always print them out, get them at my leisure.
Link is on the website and the Facebook EPARS page.
But he's just letting you have it for free. It is a draft copy. He tells you there might be some clerical errors in there. And there might be some errors into the fact that maybe he didn't explain it the right way, that it could be explained the wrong way. But so far what I've got, which is about the first 30 pages, it's a good manual. It's in full color. It's got great section on each one of your radios. So like if you've got the FT1 or the FT1DX, it takes you to an area there. If you've got the FT2, it takes you to an area. If you have the 100, the FTM 100, the smaller mobile, or the FTM 400, or the FTM 3200, which is its newest radio that hit the market, and of course the 991. You just go to that area. Let's go to the FT2 since Joe's getting one.
Yay!
There you go.
You guys beat me to death.
There it is.
Way to go, Joe.
It goes into the FT2, and then as you keep going along in the manual, it will get in there and it will show you. Get to the illustration. I was going to have these all marked this morning. Well, I had a hard time getting up this morning. Things like that. He actually, this is really a book for dummies. Have you ever heard the DOS for dummies and how to fix your sewer for dummies and stuff like that? Well, this should have been a dummies manual because it actually goes in, does a real nice job as far as telling you what buttons to push, what you're going to see when you push that button, etc. Same thing with when it goes to the 100, does the same thing. The 400, the 991, great manual. It's 129 pages.
Wow.
And for, you know, ham, the gentleman is WB7OEV that actually does that. His name's Dewey P.H.E.E. Gives you a little information about him as an author. He's actually a Boeing engineer for Boeing Aerospace. Did a real nice job, and to give it away to his hands, you know, it's a valuable tool. I'll pass it around if anybody wants to look at it. Any questions about this radio? Nope. Okay, we're going to go to another new radio. It's going to be an Icom radio, one of their newest. This one's going to be the Icom 7300. This radio just got type certificated in 15. It made production in just shortly after, what was it, Hamcation in February. I think they were on the shelves about towards the end of March. The reason I brought two, because it kind of gives you a little, you know, size-wise, they're pretty close. Height of this radio is a little bit taller. Of course, it does not have the handle. It does, however, you know, either one of these radios, you can get the mobile bracket as an option if you want to put it in an automobile, boat, an RV or case. You know, you can put it on there. You do have the veil. Back. You do notice the fan is quite a bit larger than this one. The reason Icom did that was to give you continuous duty. It's a 100-watt continuous duty. So that's kind of nice. You have your auto tuner port if you need it, even though it has one built into it. It has, because of, you know, it is one of the entry-level HS stations. It only has one antenna port radio, you know, like contest class radios. It gives you multiple antenna ports. Again, USB, which really makes it nice. Icom calls this a true SDR radio. The reason they do that is because this is just a case. This is just a control panel for the computer that's inside. So it allows you to operate it without a computer, or you can operate it with a computer. When you plug it into the USB, they actually set it up. When you go into your computer, it sets up two COM ports. One for the operation of the radio, if you want to control just certain things, or one you can control it via wireless to, say you set it up, John, when you go up north for your grandson's graduation, you'd have this thing set up at your house and control it from your motorhome or car from where you're going to go. That's the ability. That is an option as far as the software to do so. But it's, you know, it makes it really nice. It's all ready to go in HRD. I've been using this on HRD. This has also got a new feature in it that is not even available in their flagship radio, which is the 7850 yet. And this has got a capability.
Hello, Bambi.
Let me get it turned on. It's got a waterfall in it. This one's an active waterfall. It's kind of fast. You can actually set the speed of your waterfall. You've got the, you can set your center, so how many hertz you want on each side of the waterfall. What average is 20 hertz, 20 kilohertz, I should say. You can set it wider as you keep going on just by pushing the button. We can go to a frequency, see, like you got this pretty fairly strong signal there. We can go right into there and be on frequency. We got to do obviously fine tuning here and there. This has got all kinds of neat little, if you want to go get some quick options, you can push this button, the multifunction button. You can set your power, your mic gain, your RF power, your monitor. So if you want to hear a sample of what you're sending out, you'll hear it through the talkback circuit. Again, it's all all touchscreen. It's very sensitive to it. The menu function is right there. You can actually set your scope different ways. You can also set your audio. If you want to see your audio levels, you can see them. You don't have to keep it that way. You can also set some of your preamps, your Vox circuit, your AGCs, your noise blanker. Again, now I have a scope function. I have the level, and you know, basically a sample of what's coming across. I have the ability just to very difficult to see this stuff. Okay, there is the same way, very similar. You can set your frequency if you want. You know, there's 10 meters. And all I'm doing is pretty much just touching the screen. Obviously, like I said, it does have the built-in tuner. You can also set it to have tune as you're moving up and down the frequency. It will automatically tune for you. Again, a lot of the features that are built into this radio are not even in their flagship radio, the 7850, which is their, what is it, $12,000 radio.
What kind of a bank loan do you have to have for that?
$1,499.
That's not much different than that.
And if, you know, it's, at Christmas time, I think they were right at around the $1,300 range. I didn't get mine at Christmas, unfortunately, so I did miss that. I paid $1,499. I got it from HRO. They shipped it in. I had it in 2 days. All I do is this is an Icom PS125 power supply, and I'm just using the 6-pin to 4-pin adapter. Works great. Just a 20 amp power supply. That's all they recommend. This is all ready to go. If you have HRD, it's already in there. You may have to do an update to your HRD to get the latest, but it's all ready to go. It's an excellent radio as far as the size, and you can see two radios side by side. I think it's less than what my 991 was. And then I had all kinds of radios. I had big radios all the time because I like knobs and buttons. I was really hesitant against menus and sub-menus, but after using them for a while, a lot of those features you don't use all the time. You know, if you're using this in a field day or just taking it out to the park and using it, it has things that you're going to use right then, right there, and all the other stuff that you can fine tune or not use at all. It's a larger screen. I believe this one is 4.3 inches on this one. Not sure the size on that one, but it is significantly smaller. You know, as you get into the bigger radios, they get into the bigger dollars. How many people have big radios? I started with the 1000D and a 2000 and FT2000Ds. And I do have a flex radio at home and find out that it's not being used that often. I actually enjoy these a little better. The receiver in these seems to be a little bit more sensitive in this one than my flex. This one's not bad though. These two are equal, but that one's got some functions. This is the newest one of the newest edition, so I've been playing with this one a little bit. Again, like I said, there's a whole host of options that you can buy for it. It already has your filter. If you're a CW operator, it already has your filters built into it. You just turn them on or off via the menu. Built right in. Like I said, Icom is claiming this to be an SDR radio. It just has a, you know, rather than a detachable head or something like that, just to operate the processor on the inside. You know, they just put it in there, it's ready to go in or out of the box. So it's a 400-watt radio. This one only does HF through 6, unlike this one doing C4 FM. If you're in the digital world, like Joe's going to be. So any questions on either one of these radios? Anybody want to play with them? You're welcome to do so.
I played with the one on the left for about a week. Figured it'd take about 7 days for them to clear me and send me one.
I know where you live.
Good.
Okay, that's all I got.
Thank you. Very good.
I hear Cal Dayton introduced a new radio that is supposed to be all frequency digital, but like it's going. Have you heard anything about that?
The as far as the mobile radio, I think you're referring to the BV4 mobile. That is truly going to be another one of those SDR style radios, but it's capable of picking up D-Star, NXDN with an upgrade. It will do Moto Turbo. It's going to do
11 meters,
25 DMR, C4 FM, all that. It suggested they're thinking the street price is going to be somewhere between the $1,000 and $1,500 range. But if you think about it, that's not a bad deal. A D-Star radio is going to cost you what, $500 or better? You know, when you get into the big C4 FM mobile, like the FTM 400, I think right now they're on sale, or they have a $100 rebate or whatever, so you can get into those for a little over 400, or right at 400. But when you mix all those into one unit, it's going to be a very nice radio. One of the other options that it's going to have is it's going to be its own mobile hotspot. So it will actually use a cell circuit in the radio so you can link to your repeaters and stuff via, you know, Wi-Fi. You know, on the internet. So putting that all together, it's going to be nice. I did put my pre-order in for it. I went to HRO and they had where you pay your $35 and get a slot. I did it. Don't know when I'm going to get it, but I did it. When I get it, I'll bring it to show and tell. How's that sound?
Okay, I had one other thing. I suppose everybody's heard that AES is going out of business as of the end of the month. So if you want to buy something local, you got to do it the next, what, 15 days, 20 days?
Strange thing is I haven't seen, you haven't seen anything from them.
No.
If you go to their website, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's no sales. You would think that there would be.
No special prices.
Yeah.
Looks like somebody's going to take them over.
I almost kind of expect them to say, like April Fools, even though it's not April. Now that we got your attention, we're having this big old sale.
Maybe it's payback for Clearwater and Brandon.
It could
be.
Maybe HRO's gonna move in and take them over. They're number one.
Well, they haven't, generally in business, a lot of companies, they do take over because obviously there's a niche in their market that they want to capture. I don't know where it would be really advantageous for somebody like HRO or Main Trading or
maybe Tim Duffy
Ham City or somebody, unless it's just locations. There again, it's hard telling. They haven't said as to the reason why they're closing, other than they're just closing, and it came really quick. What is it, July the 29th?
Yes, they announced it.
They're closing the doors for good.
July 1st, and it's the end of the month, so.
Interesting.
I can understand if you want to retire, say that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out of work too.
It does put a few out of work, I hate to see that.
I heard you were buying Orlando since you bought everything else.
You're changing the showrooms.
You needed a bigger desk for all your stuff.
Moving into Dane City.
Change the website first.
Put a kiosk in Bass Pro. Fan radio kiosk in Bass Pro right next to the boats.
Well, that's probably worth
One of the two.
Yeah. Might do better at the restaurant.
Before we get away from here, I need to ask you.
Well, that's all I've got. Our next meeting is August 13th.
Sorry, I can't make it.
You're gonna be out of town.
Again?
Yeah.
You lying.
When are you leaving?
24th, 25th, something like that. I have to ask the boss if I could go to Lakeland.
I'll be out of town.
Oh, no, you're out of town more than I need.
Yeah.
Bear, these radios would be great for you.
I know. I love it. Field day.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're going to visit. Just got back from
Love the hell out
Montana.
of
You
it.
ever been out there? Neat place. Good chance to go. There's still snow out there.
Yeah,
You're looking
we're so
forward to
close.
snow.
Yeah.
A lot of Republicans out there, right, Jack?
That it, boss?
That's it. We're done. Thanks, everybody.